Yep.
Where's our music, DM?
It's playing.
Yeah, it needs
Yeah.
to be playing, bro.
Do you have fucking ears?
Not for me.
It's playing. Check
Where
your
your fucking
music
ears,
tab.
player.
There's nothing.
Your
Oh,
shit's
boy.
broke.
He's gonna have to reload again.
It's all good. just wrap things. Just wrap things.
Yep.
I believe Ryan is purposefully torturing me at this point.
I'm not, dude. Your shit just blows.
Actually, it swallows.
Everybody, welcome back. It has been, I think, 13 or 14 months. I think we stopped technically September something of 1178, and we're gonna pick up probably 13 to 14 months. But I have written small. For some people, it's a little bit longer, but it's a little bit about what has been going on in each of your guys' lives during this year and 2 months time skip. It may get kind of boring. I will try to not bore you, but I will go individually through the people, and then you'll be able to hear what's been going on with you. And then I thought about doing this just kind of one-on-one, but it would have taken really long, and I think for the most part, to speed everything back up, like, your characters are going to know eventually, and I think based on what's happening right now in the world, I just think it's better off if just everybody hears it, because that's would have been like if we were like in Rap's basement fucking playing D&D, right?
Yeah.
So
walk into the bathroom together, have a conversation.
Yeah. Oh my god. Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah.
It did.
With the water
Where's the
running.
bathroom?
With the water running.
With the water running. Oh man, that just brought back great memories. Anyways, we'll start out with Iljor. So Iljor, with the conclusion of the forfeiture of your father's amulet to the Arcana Guild, you set back out for home, arriving just a few days before your birthday. I think it was your 60th or 61st birthday. I don't quite remember.
My 61st birthday.
61st birthday. Just for everybody, Ildr's birthday was like a week. So, your mother Figwin nearly thought you were dead, as after the first week of not coming home, she suspected the worst. But when everything was said and done, many nights going forward were spent telling a story or two at dinner time, and each one leaving her more and more perplexed. In December of 1178, a nearby tribe of wood elves was discovered just a couple hours hike eastward into the Silverdale. These wood elves provided many great resources throughout the rest of the winter and remained symbiotic. You guys' symbiotic relationship even afterwards. Their leader, Valhalla, promised many long years of shared friendship, and to this day remain loyal to you and your mother. The coming months into the year were filled with much of the same as the years previously, but the longing to explore was growing, and Figwin was taking notice. These suppressed feelings of travel and exploration will finally manifest themselves in October of 1179, but for answers to a mysterious problem. Anarian.
Oh.
After the stay in Jaluth, honing in on your magical abilities and learning to concentrate and handle such magic effectively, the journey to Starstrider Hold was essentially inevitable. Upon arriving, great lengths to conceal your identity were incurred. The investigation around the city, knowing of your previous history there, was a known danger, and you knew there were no room for mistakes. Starstrider Hold disbanded all the houses sometime between now and the insurrection. The city transformed into a more democratic establishment, with Elvis' presence still heavily involved, and renamed to Lothroen, after the wife of the new lord. No signs of Nazgrim or Falstad. Valenthia's home was long abandoned, though no evidence was discovered that would confirm her death. Personal artifacts found within the home indicate that she was heading for close family in Lead, far away from Starstrider Hold. Through feats of social engineering and persuasion, you were able to access death records kept by the establishments within the city, which confirmed the death of Durik Darkfeather, your second in command. His body was preserved and buried in the capital city of Thet, where his family resided for many years. Focusing attention back to the new regime, no signs of the dark figure were present, at least in the public. However, the man that escaped, the face that haunted you for months previously, was finally discovered entering the chambers of the new government. Tracking him was futile. He always covered his tracks and shook you anytime you tried to follow. In addition, he was never alone and didn't appear to live anywhere within the city. Finding and killing this man would prove to be a great challenge you alone couldn't do. By the time September of 1179 came, a great pain had begun to surface in your abdomen. And by October, things started to become more clear. Arosi is next.
Falstad.
Arosi is next, but I will... I'll skip him, I guess, unless... What do you guys think? Should I read Arosi's?
Us? No.
I mean,
I
you
guess
can
we
read it
could
when he's here.
wait,
If he shows
yeah.
up tonight.
Yeah, if he shows up. I'll do it. I'll just do it last.
Okay.
See if he comes in. Sylvia. Returning to Vriol, tending to your mother as she had come down with a sickness that left her bedridden for 13 days. She, of course, recovered from the illness, but it was in fact a harsh reminder that one day you will be without your mother and must fend for yourself. With the adventures of the amulet under your belt, the realization was much more impactful as the world was much more dangerous than you could even imagine. When your mother fully recovered, you spent the next few months focusing on the preservation of the family in Vriol. After things settled down and your mother was comfortable with living on her own again, you traveled to Autumnreach, where Carlisle had taken his interests in pursuing a career in craftwork and brought them to fruition. Spending some time in Autumnreach and Kolobos, the horrors that occurred in Shekshai couldn't be shaken from your memories. Traveling back to Vriol to speak with Serena and other Tritons, you felt a compulsion to aid in the city's efforts to thwart Zolkizek and his armies. Volunteering for collateral duties around the city, you were able to make somewhat of a name for yourself. At this time, you were brought into the inner circle of the discussions regarding the next steps in taking back Shekshai and the surrounding villages. Solignana, a member of the Vriol Triton troops, proposed the restoration of an artifact called the Heart of the Sea. Long ago, when Tritons first entered the material plane through the portal, they carried with them a great artifact. This artifact, which in the plane of water kept cities thriving with sustenance, kept magic strong and easily manipulated, and most importantly, kept monstrosities from entering within the boundaries, was found to be extremely unstable in the material plane. Unable to return the artifact to the plane of water, the early Tritons agreed to disassemble the artifact and lend them to seaside governments to stop the artifact from being obtained by the Sanguines or worse. I think I'm saying that right. I have no idea how to pronounce any of the... Sahwagins. Yeah, you're, the underwater, like, enemy, like the enemies in the fucking... The creatures underwater just have really weird names, so...
Yeah.
These governments agreed to protect the pieces of the heart of the sea in return for watchful eyes along the coasts of their cities. Now, the artifact is requested to be restored in order to cast a barrier around Zolkizek and make his armies weak. With the heart of the sea now within sights of the city of Vriol, a great amount of weight has lifted off your shoulders as of now. The Triton people have a plan. With this new sense of purpose, traveling back to Autumnreach to speak with Carlisle, a great illness sets in during your journey. Over a period of a couple days, a great pain develops in your chest accompanied by sporadic vomiting. Looking down, feeling your shirt, a rigid shape begins to form around your fingertips. Taking off the clothes, reveal a symbol etched into the side of your abdomen. Carlisle. Your journey in and around Caldera to dispose of Ildur's amulet was truly an eye-opening experience into the dangers of Hrathen. Traveling back to Autumnreach with Sylvia, the two of you exchanged stories of personal experiences along the way, strengthening the relationship you two already had. Returning home to your mother, you questioned her on your visions. Who were these men in the carriage? Why did the satyrs go to war in the Feywild? What was the Nexus Crystal? Surprised, as Valinda was your knowledge of these matters, she found it was time to rightly indulge you in where you came from and what happened. She outlined the successes and problems of the city of Mithdraenor. She spoke of the revolt that almost burned down the city, the men in the vision, who she believed to be your father and a family friend, and of course, the Nexus Crystal. She spoke of how it corrupted the leadership within the city of Mithdraenor, but in the midst of rebellion, the Eladrin brought the Nexus Crystal to the capital city of Thet in the material plane to protect the crystal from the enemy's hands. However, when the crystal crossed the barrier into Hrathen, it lost all magical ability. And therefore, the bond between the crystal and the Mithdraenese elites were presumed to be severed in the journey. The crystal's exact location remains unknown. However, many believe it is still being poked and prodded by Lydian elites in their capital city, trying to activate the crystal to this day. The outcome of the city, Morthril, your father, and the rest of the Fae remains unknown. Your mother has long forgotten about her time there. Her interests are now within the material plane. With this newfound information, the seed was planted to eventually one day travel back to the Fae, or at least discover more information regarding the events that occurred there all those years ago. By January of 1179, the room in your home was dedicated to your crafts. The room that was in your home dedicated to your crafts was moved to a small property. That's a weird sentence, bro. Why did I write
He's
that?
taking shits in there.
Dedicated to his crafts.
The wording on that sentence was really weird. Anyways, was moved to a small property in town under the Carlyle's. What was the name of your?
The Fae Road.
The Fae Road. Okay.
Yes.
Fae Road LLC.
Yeah.
With the help of a small loan company. Within a few weeks, several novice mages applied for the jobs and began crafting small trinkets and items. By May, the novices were well trained enough to complete tasks and craft items to your liking. However, the business was not yet turning profits. With a little more time spent training the employees, or hiring better suited mages, or investing a little more into the popular goods, the business could surely turn deep into the black. The summer months transitioned peacefully, enjoying the company of family, and Sylvia every now and then. She spoke of Triton issues that were being debated but within the depths of the Braider Expanse. A whole other world was being lived in down there, much like the Feywild. By August, all was well in Autumnreach. The weather was changing and morale was at an all-time high. Bathing after a long day of paperwork regarding the shop, a marking was beginning to take form on the lower left side of your abdomen. It was sensitive to the touch. The mark was no bruise or scar. Something was beginning to develop. It had a very distinct shape. Bringing up this matter to the local medical professionals yielded very little explanation. Many of them regarded this phenomena as something related to magic, perhaps a curse. Though with the tools provided in Autumnreach, one cannot say. With this information, and no pain as of yet, you continued working, keeping a close eye on the mark, looking for any signs of change. And one night, in late October 1179, something happened. Reaching down and running your fingertips along the scar, a vision faded into existence. Your eyes shut for a mere moment, and when they opened again, your vision was restored to that of a city, an underwater city. The voice of Sylvia echoed from your mouth, and the city of Riol stood before you. And I will read Orosi's, just to provide a little bit more context as to what's going on, and I'll send him this when he gets back, or after session.
You guys got some skin cancer or some shit going on.
Departing from the party and returning
Rip
to
still,
Khadgar and Thaldor, your interests veered back to hunting down the cult that attacked your clan all those years ago. Khadgar and yourself sat down at a nice place for lunch. In the few days you remained in Thaldor and divulged critical information regarding surviving members of the Erosi clan, as well as a small lead into the whereabouts of the cult of Tiamat. Khadgar gave you a list of 3 names: Erosi Lorn, Erosi Draugr, and Erosi Ilseth. All managed to escape the carnage and rebuild their lives. 2 of them fled across the Braider Expanse and started fighting in Drurukai and Orgoth, while one managed to settle in Old Narwick, Breercrest. Khadgar believes these names are the final remnants of the Erosi clan, as in all these years of searching, he has only been able to discover these 3 names. To be fair, his efforts stopped after he met his wife, so even he can't be 100% sure. The cult that attacked Clan Erosi, bearing the symbols of Tiamat, disappeared after the slaughter. It was only after 3 years that their images popped up again, this time in an article in the Ankashar newspaper in 1171. A troubling story of a house invasion. A small newborn was taken and never seen from again. This is the last time the cult was seen in popular media and could possibly have clues as to where they are today. This journey is highly dangerous, especially to the territories across the Braider Expanse. You knew you could not do it alone. You took up various jobs within the Thieves Guild before making any moves, and that is when your first experience with the magic struck you. In your jail cell near the Duskin mountain range, feeding on bread and water for reasons unknown, you sat in your cell and stared up in bewilderment. A sharp sting struck your abdomen, Fearing it had only been a wound, or fearing it had been a wound previously unknown to you, it nearly brought you to your knees as your eyes become nearly glued shut. Opening them after the pain had subsided, your eyes were no longer your eyes. Sitting there, within what you can only describe as a thatch hut, eating various plants and what looked like moss. Though you had no control over your vision, the being you were scrying to looked up, and in the corner of the room, a female furbolg cooked. So, does anybody have any questions?
Are we like psychically linked?
Well, regarding like anything that I'll get into that in a second, but regarding anything that has happened to you within this past year.
Okay.
Am I?
Is there a reason why both the merfolk and Cody's character got marked, but I didn't get marked, even though I got scryed on?
So eventually, so the way I had it written out was it was kind of like it was
I was
purely,
just trying to make sure
purely,
that I wasn't missing something.
Yeah, no, it was purely a writing element for me to like. It was gonna go into you, and then by the time it got to Carlisle at the very end, you would have realized that people like you guys have marks, and you guys have been able to be like
because they were all in the same spot and everything too.
Yes. So Ildor, you do have one. You do have a marking, but it was purely a writing element in reading everything that you guys would eventually through clues and stuff by the very end.
No, but I was just making sure that I was marked too, because you
Yes.
didn't mention it
Yes.
when you were reading my portion of the
Everybody is marked by October-ish of 1179.
What did this look like? The mark?
It's I have to. I'm.
story. You need to make an image and upload it.
Yeah, I do. But essentially, what it is it's kind of hard to describe, but it's like a star with lines going through. Let me just fucking make
Draw
like
it.
Yeah, let me just
right now.
I stepped away partly when he was talking about basics, like stuff, like Erosi stuff. What did he say, like, after, like, your eyes aren't your eyes? Wait, what? Like,
No, he
is
said
that
his
the
eyes were
telepathic
shut.
link shit?
Yeah,
Oh.
and then he was like scrying through.
My eyes.
Yeah,
Through
Rap's
Ildor's
eyes.
eyes.
So like this mark might link us so that we can scry through each other.
We're gonna have, like, the Harry Potter Voldemort shit
Yeah.
in each
Yeah,
other's
we're all
head.
Horcruxes.
Yeah. Oh.
We're all Horcruxes for a big bad guy that we've got to fucking kill.
Yeah.
It's mirrored, but you can kind of see.
Okay.
Give me a sec. I'm kind of tracing it.
So it's a star with a bunch of scythes coming out of it.
Dude, I swear to God, that almost is like a star swastika, kind of like. I'm not.
It's got one extra.
You're
It's got
good,
one
Ryan.
extra limb. It's nothing like it.
It's close.
Also, they're curved and not straight, and also there's a
Yep.
normal star drawn under it.
You're good, Ryan. I've got it drawn.
I'm Jewish.
It's
I
it's not
approve.
it's not that it's a very rudimentary drawing. It's a very rudimentary drawing.
I'm
I'll
just
get
fucking
I'll
with
get
you.
an official picture for you guys at some point, but I'm trying to figure out a program a way like and how I can make
God.
that. But
I just wanted
Mike-
to draw it in his journal, so
Yeah.
I've got an
MS Paint.
yeah. Does anybody have any questions regarding the story or anything?
I
By the
don't
way, I'm still
think
loading.
so.
Oh, there it goes.
Eli, you look
Oh,
like you're
finally,
thinking
there's
really hard.
music.
So yeah. There's
There's a lot of water in his ears.
I'm part of an inner circle now.
You,
Oh.
I don't know if it's really anything official.
Sort of.
It's just you've kind of been doing volunteer work here and there because obviously to take back Shikshai has been on your mind heavily. And it's
Yeah,
not.
I just have like more information than most around real.
Yeah, a lot of during this time you've been volunteering and doing volunteer work, and so you've just been kind of kept in the inner loop, and have made connections. I wouldn't say you're really a part of any like official group or anything.
Yeah, okay.
It's not anything. It's not any sort of like. It's not obligations. You're not obligated to be there. Or obligated to be doing something. It's purely on volunteer work and where you've met these people and have been able to kind of gather more information.
And Solon Yana?
Yeah, she is the leader. She's kind of like
Okay.
She's the leader of the group that you've been doing volunteer work for.
That isn't official.
Well, that group is official. Your involvement
Okay.
is not official.
I see. Okay.
It's up to you whether you want to make that official, but I wasn't going to make you like part of something that you didn't want to be into.
Gotcha.
So, and Brian, just on my end, when we had discussed the location of where me and my mother were living, it was like somewhere in like this region.
Yeah,
right
it was like the
above my
top left
Roki,
of the K, I believe you said.
up here. Oh, okay. So the elves are like over here.
No, they're
Near
only
the
they're only about a
river.
couple hours away.
Oh, so it's just like in
I was
this
thinking
type-
you guys were like right here. I thought because you take
Oh,
a day to
that
travel
side
to
of the
Miraki, right?
Yeah.
Because this would be about.
Go to the restroom.
That's about 6 hours travel.
Bro, what? Oh, I'm stupid.
Right?
Yeah. I can see you probably right around in here somewhere, and then the elves
So
are probably
they're over here.
yeah they're probably like over here.
Okay.
And this
So it's
group
about-
of wood elves,
So it's about the same distance to my Roki as it is to them.
within a couple hours difference, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, this group of wood elves have been immensely helpful in gathering supplies and food. And it's been going both ways. There's a very good symbiotic relationship happening between you two and the wood elves. Yeah.
Cody, any questions on your end?
No.
So just make sure everybody's on the same page. The party, unbeknownst to each other, have began developing a mark on your abdomen. It's like a brand or a scar, kind of. It's consult my notes. So at first it was very sensitive to the touch. It was like you guys were getting ill, but eventually that had passed, and by October it was relatively harmless in terms of like you weren't getting sick, or you weren't it didn't feel sensitive, etc., etc. So but this ability to scry was initially uncontrollable. You would get spurts of it. And for many of you right now, I would say probably Carlisle, you have, in your experience, been able to kind of figure out how to control it a little bit. And you're not sure exactly all of the elements behind it, but if you concentrate for a minute, you are able to effectively scry on one of the party members for a very brief period of time. And slowly, over the last couple weeks, probably, it hasn't been too long, you've been able to scry for longer and longer. At first it was only a few seconds, and now it's gradually changed to maybe 8 or 9 seconds. So it's very very short, but you are kind of grasping it more so than everybody else. Let me think. So
I do have one question.
Yeah.
Were there any major interactions between me and my patron during this time frame?
nothing of note, really.
Okay.
Let me think. It never reached out to you, but you on occasion have tried to talk to it, I would presume, about, especially when you noticed the man that ran away that night. But it never lent its hand to kind of help you out in Lothorin. Nothing of note, at least. So, to jump back in, as I think for the most part we've covered the major things. and I don't think I'm forgetting anything. Cody, the city and the Fae your mother described to you, that in your backstory like remained unknown and whatever. Myth Drainer.
Yep.
Is what it's called.
How do I spell that?
MYTHDRAENOR.
DRAENOR.
Radar.
Alright.
Mithranor.
I'll put that in there.
If everybody would like to, let me see. If everybody clicks on the little bookmark journal notes on the left-hand side of the screen, looks like a little bookmark. You're gonna see like what looks like a little scroll. You can open that up, and this is the quest log.
There we go. Now they're showing up. I saw the ones on the map now. Now, once I click the bookmark, they show up. You have to click the bookmark for them to show up.
What bookmark?
The left-hand side, rep.
The little flag on the left, right?
Yeah.
It's right below the pencil.
Click that, and click the little scroll.
Right below what?
The pencil. It's literally right. It's the option right below the pencil.
Journal notes?
Yeah,
that
notes.
one.
Click that. You can see available. You can see in progress, which the marks is the main quest that everybody has. And available is the quests that pertain to your particular character, though I think everybody can see them.
Boy, based on the names that I can see related to mine, we think very much alike, because I've already wrote down my character's goals in his journal, and it relates directly to just the titles of those quests.
Now, what were you saying about available to your character?
Yeah, so some of them are like Iljor's like quests.
I don't see where this is though.
And how do I know which ones are those?
Cody,
Here we go again.
Click your journal notes. Did you find that?
Yeah.
I see quest log, like under certain.
Nah, bro.
journal.
On the left side.
Yeah.
Oh.
It looks like a
the
little
far left, right
It
below
looks
the
like a
pencil.
little bookmark thing.
Scroll.
And then you can click the scroll, which is your quest log, and then you can see all the quests.
Yeah, I got there a different way, but yeah, that works
Okay.
too, I guess.
So
That's the same thing. I was just saying the quest log, like, do I click? Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, what were you saying, Ryan, about how I can tell which quests are specifically for Iljor?
Other ones.
So
hold on, I'll
there's
go back.
nothing like I wish I could color code them. That'd be like really cool. But they're in there. You just have to look. I think the Pongan open forest fires are you.
I mean,
A
I
favor
can
for
tell all the
Telai?
ones for me based on the name.
Yeah, because it's really easy. Like Clan Erosi,
Yeah.
House, whatever, and then
Yeah.
like for Sylvia, Heart of the Sea, like it's really easy. But like, since Iljor, like Rap, your character is really hard to write for because, like, Furbolgs are just like content with where they're at all times. Like living in the forest, they get all they need. So I'm trying to like introduce.
I don't
things
even
that would
see
get
the
you out.
quest that you're talking about. Something about forest fires?
Yeah, at the very bottom.
Yeah, the Pungan open forest fires. It's the last one.
Yeah, I see that.
Something tells me he is not where we're all at.
And available. Do you see?
On the map?
No.
Look,
No.
At your quest log wrap. Where we
Look,
just
Rap.
went.
Look on the left
Click
side.
the journal,
click the
journal
journal
entries
notes,
and then click the scroll.
and click the scroll, and you'll see the quest log
Oh.
available in progress.
There he
completed.
goes. All right, now everybody's on the same page.
You can also these correlate with
I don't see where this one is on the map.
the Pongan open fort. It's on there. You have to find it. It's a big map, Rap.
I know.
The Pongan open forest fires is in the country of Yucatan. It's at towards the bottom. It's like the most.
Oh! Zoom out and you'll see there's the quest markers.
Yeah, all around the world. They all relate
Yeah.
to quests.
Those parts are revealed, so we can actually see where they're at.
I'm gonna be honest, Ryan. I think that might be the one that doesn't have the journal entry. Because is it the very bottom, like right of this continent?
Is it this one?
Yes, that one.
Yes.
This
Yeah,
one does not have a
doesn't
journal
have a
entry
journal entry.
associated with it.
Yep.
That's the only one.
Okay, it's there for me. Hold on, let me see if I can open it for you guys.
Oh wait, there is another one in the top right. Just so you're aware.
This one.
What about now?
Yeah, I see it.
Yep. And then top
And
right,
this
there's
one.
another one.
Top right? Oh, that
Yep.
one?
Here.
Yep.
Thing.
That's why I couldn't find it. I was like, I literally looked at all the question marks. What are you talking about?
There you go. That's there.
I had to set all of them to observer.
And then 2, I think, as well.
There you go. Now they're all quest markered up.
There.
Yeah, that's all of them.
No,
see
you
one
should be able to
here?
see that one too.
I see it now.
No, they're there. They're all good now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
all.
they're all.
That's
You
it.
fixed them.
So
Hey,
you guys can
only
kind
thing I'm gonna say, this one is like very much not lined up with this exclamation.
of hold on,
fine.
where? What? I don't care. I just want to like see how.
It's there.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's there. Don't die.
The rest of them are like perfect, and then that one is just off to the side.
Just wrap things, dude.
Could we please pause for 5 minutes so you can adjust this little thing?
My bad, Rap.
Fix it.
Jesus Christ.
Fix it, DM. Fix it.
Yeah, so you guys can peruse the quests. A couple of them don't really relate, or yeah, a couple of them aren't really like main quests. Like really, they're just kind of like little side things if you're in the area or something, or something I thought would be cool to kind of do. It would be like more of like a, I don't know, like a relaxed session or whatever.
Each episode.
Wait, did somebody move a fucking quest?
Oh.
You motherfucker. Hold on.
Yeah.
Oh, he figured something out.
Set as available. It moves it back to available.
Yeah.
If I do that, I just click the.
So yeah, you guys can peruse that. Well, whenever Cody gets back, we can actually start. Fucker.
Yeah.
God, sucker.
A favor for Talai or Talai, however I didn't even think.
Tally.
No.
There's definitely an A before the I. It would be. I think Talai sounds right.
Talai.
Yeah.
Favor for Talai. Pongan Open Forest Fires are two of Iljor specific ones because I was trying to find something nature related and like what you would want to do or what would interest you if you were out and about.
Yeah.
I think
If we were traveling
I see
and I heard
the
about
ones that I think I see all of them that are mine.
Sickness and Deep Hood is for Carlisle and Sylvia. To both would be something that they would both be interested in.
Yeah.
I mean, it also even sounds like something Ildra might be interested in, depending on what the sickness means. Because, you know, like, it could be a sickness of the nature in the area, too, depending on what you're thinking.
It's just in the black people that live down there.
No, edit
Bro,
that
you're
out.
the
What
Whoa!
the fuck?
Whoa!
Oh, I didn't realize we were live.
Outed, bro.
Bro, you threw it down in Deep Hood, alright? You're causing the illness to go to the hood, which is the darkest area of the map. That's your fault.
That is not the darkest area of the map, alright? You look at the eastern side of the world, alright?
It's the darkest area that I know
You
of
see
at
this?
the moment.
Do you see this?
That shit's, what's that place in WoW on the fucking western side? I'm thinking western side.
Are you
but-
talking about Hellfire Peninsula? No, that's...
the desert.
that's... Yeah. Oh.
The
Which
fucking,
which continent?
I don't
Are you talking
fucking
about
know,
Kalimdor?
It's a
Maybe.
couple of deserts.
I haven't played WoW in forever.
Kalimdor is an entire
It's horde
continent. There's a lot of
territory.
shit there. Oh, the Barrens.
Yeah, the Barrens.
The Barren Wastes.
I don't
Well,
think so. Yeah, 1 second.
Dad sucks.
Hey, I gotta pull my car up in the driveway real quick. I'll be back in like 10 seconds.
alright.
1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. Now, Ryan, are these quests things that we know about now?
No, but
Okay.
they will be known very shortly. So.
Okay.
I was gonna start with Nick, but since he's gone, it would just be whoever comes here first, Nick or Cody.
I still beat Cody.
All right. So, I'll just I'll improv. We'll start with some other start without Cody. Iljor. While you are within your home, doing whatever it is Fearbolgs do, perhaps tending to a certain something that Figwin had asked you to tend to, there is a knock at your door.
Oh, okay.
Figwin,
I'll get the door, Mom. Don't worry about it.
yes, you are most closest to the door. As you hear the knock, you walk over within your little, 1 or 2 bedroom thatch hut, and you open the door, and Anarian stands before you, someone you haven't seen in quite some time. And Anarian, through this process of the mark and scrying, seeing other members of the party and Iljor being one of them, you set out to find the Furbolg, to maybe answer some questions. Are you the only one with this power? Is it affected anybody else? Most importantly, actually, whether it has affected anybody else.
Oh, Narion. How nice of you to come visit, man. Come on in.
It's been a while, friend.
Come on in. Come on.
I'll enter his home.
Okay.
What if you have the answer off the top of your head, what's the date?
It is November 6th, 1179.
Put it on the calendar, Ryan. Iljor gets his first visitor from the
True.
party.
This is true. This is your first look into your to the journey of where Iljor lives, the Silverdale. Mm-hmm. Retracing the steps back to Anchorage, and kind of through context clues that were told to you by Iljor when, like, during your time in Anchorage.
Yeah.
Travels.
He kind of explained a little bit where he was from and where he lived, and you traveled to Miraki. Kind of spoke to a few people, because Iljor's, you wouldn't say you're known there, but like within a small circle of traders and stuff. Furbolgs aren't like abundant.
Yeah.
By any means.
Oh, you're talking about that Fairbolt guy, right?
Yeah. Not to say you the guys are the only ones, but they're few and far in between. At least in this day and age. A long time ago, maybe they were more close. But, anyways, digressing.
Yeah. So, Anaran actually doesn't. Where the last time you guys had talked, he wore. I think I was wearing leather armor. I don't actually have any armor now. I'm just wearing my just normal clothing, dark leather. Yeah, just darkish, like, not leather, but dark colored clothing for the most part, cloak over my head and all the usual shit of drow. But yeah, I'll accept your invitation and walk in.
Just to sort of describe the interior, it's like an earthen hut, it's like adobe almost, it's like earthenware, just like mud and thatch and.
Makes sense given your skill set.
but definitely solidly built. There's no gaps or anything. It doesn't look poorly made at all.
Yeah.
With our earthen magic, it's rustic, but well made.
Okay.
Hey, Mom. This is one of the people I was telling you about. This is Zenarion.
Oh, it's a pleasure to meet you. Drow.
I'll once I walk in, I will remove my hood all the way. My hair's probably grown a little bit longer. Elves don't get facial hair, so that hasn't changed. But
she proceeds to walk towards you slowly, and reaches out her hand for a handshake.
I'll exchange one.
A drow.
It's nice to finally meet you. Ildjur says a lot.
Yes, absolutely. This is the drow you spoke of, right, Ildjur?
Yeah.
It's lovely to meet you.
I'm back.
Let me get back to cooking dinner. Are you staying?
Oh, you definitely
I
should.
dinner.
And you can finally try that moss I told you about.
Yes, I've been looking forward to it since we parted.
Figwin nods and proceeds to go back to her corner, cooking like a pot of something along with something in like an oven of some sorts. I forget what like a cast iron, like small little.
Like a wood stove?
Yeah, like a wood stove, basically.
Come over here. We've got some chairs with some comfy cushions on.
Yes, I would love to sit.
And just a brief background again. This marking initially showed up a few months ago in Arian. It came with a very rapid illness that subsided very shortly, and then of course the ability to scry. And in your, I don't want to say in your experience, but in your best guess, it would be very weird if something like this were not affecting the rest of the party, given that you were able to see the rest of the party.
Yeah,
but anyways,
So what brought you all the way out here?
Well, I have a feeling that you may have had your suspicions as well, but I believe that something has affected us and the others that we traveled with.
Yeah, I have been having some weird visions recently.
And Ildjur, you have realized like a marking on your chest that has been very mysterious that you cannot explain.
Yeah,
Lower the wood elves.
This.
Where exactly is it at? You said our abdomen, but like where does it?
It's your lower abdomen, so it's probably like in this area.
Okay. Yeah, and I'll
Where
like
right there? Oh, so like right on the appendix.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll
Oh no, it's the other side. It's the
Right
other side of the
left.
appendix.
It's the
Wow.
left.
Yeah.
is his are we in the same room as his mother? Or like how's
Yeah.
it? How's he? Okay.
So it's like a big open concept. There's like a small island.
To be polite, I'll try and make sure that I'm facing just Ildjur and his mother's to my back or somewhere. But I'll
She's
kind
not paying
of
attention. She's off in her own world.
yeah. I'll lift my shirt a bit to show the mark.
Oh, cool. I got one too.
Without knowing more about it, I don't think cool would be the right word.
Oh yeah, I guess that's kind of true. Seeing as like how I don't know. I mean, have you seen the things that I've seen?
I was violently ill for a moment, but yes.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
that was a bad day. That was not fun. Reminds me of this time I ate that one mushroom I probably shouldn't have.
Anarion can't help himself but smirk.
But yeah, I'm glad to see that you're doing well and all. I hope everybody else. I mean,
Have you seen any of the others?
I mean, like the thing.
Am I the first to visit?
Yeah.
And you've been here since I left, or since we departed?
I mean, I did meet this new colony of wood elves nearby. They're pretty cool. But
new? How new?
Well, I mean, like, new is like a relative term. I mean, they're new to me. Like, I didn't know them before.
Ildjur, they were first discovered approximately 6 or 7 months ago.
But like, It's not like they appeared there 6 or 7 months ago, but just that I first made contact with them 6 or 7 months ago. Right?
Okay.
Yes, wood elves are really good at hiding in plain sight. So if they didn't want to be seen,
they
wouldn't have been seen.
Yeah,
Even by the likes of Furbolg, like
Yeah.
yes, like Furbolgs are one with the Force, especially in the Fae, and I mean, it's you could kind of do the same thing yourself with
The Underdark.
of dwarf. No, well, no, I mean like with dwarves or with regular humans. Furbolgs can like hide themselves, shield themselves in nature really well, much like wood elves. But wood elves have perfected the art of hiding in plain sight, essentially. But
Normal people, fearbolgs, wood elves.
in the context of the forest environment, yes.
But yeah,
used
their
to be-
leader is called Valhalla, which is kind of a weird name, but whatever. They've been like super awesome, trading stuff back and forth, real great.
I used to be good friends with some wood elves back home.
Oh yeah, maybe we should go visit sometime. That'd be cool.
Well, I doubt they're the same.
Oh well, yeah, you never know. They may have a cousin there or something.
Well,
Elves live for a long time. They got big families.
this is true. However, most elves don't react to my kind as my former acquaintances would have.
Yeah, I didn't really think about that. Probably not the greatest idea after all. We don't need you getting like shanked or nothing. That probably would be a bad time.
If we were visiting more drow, that might be an option. I doubt the wood elves would try that.
Oh, you're right. It's probably more of like a magical smiting as opposed to the knifey kind of smiting.
Yes, words right out of my mouth, Ildor.
I get it. I understand where you're coming from. Now, do you think that we should like try to find everybody else? I mean,
I came here.
is there a way that we can like try to like?
I haven't been able to control it.
I mean, it hasn't been happening so randomly anymore. It only happens every once in a while, but I don't know. Maybe if we just hang out together for a little while and one of them happens to scry us, maybe we can draw more people together. If we just keep traveling together for a little while, maybe we can.
I do
draw everybody
agree.
together.
We should try to gather the rest.
I feel like the best way of us doing that is by like, if they're scrying us and they happen to see us together, maybe they'll.
Well, if I find you,
Get it?
or if I found you, I have a feeling that they'll make their way to us, or we'll make our way to them, one way or another.
Yeah. Do you know if anybody else is nearby? Like, have you scryed any of them in like any familiar areas?
Everything is alien to me.
Okay. Have any of them looked like they're anywhere near like nearby areas to me, Ryan?
You've seen Sylvia in an underwater city, presumably in Riol, somewhere in the Braider Expanse, which is
She's talked about it a little bit.
The Braider Expanse is essentially the body of water that winds down the middle of the map.
That's this whole thing?
Yeah, so you got like you got the Braider Expanse right here. Like this whole thing is the Braider Expanse.
Yeah.
Then you got your gulfs and such.
There's a lot more of those marks than I thought.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh lord.
Yes.
You've seen Sylvia and the Braider Expanse in the underwater cities, and you've seen Carlisle and what is presumably Colobos or Autumn Reach. I don't, unless your character's actually been there, you may not. I mean, even if you had, maybe you wouldn't have known. But on the east coast of Caldera, Orosi has been in a different environment, based on Ildra, with your expertise, based on the vegetation and various markings. He would be presumably in the northwestern part of Burecrest.
Like up here.
Northwestern.
Up here.
Yeah, somewhere in this general.
Okay. So near the Silver Dell.
Yeah, like the Southern Silverdale.
Okay. But I know Rosie's a little bit nearby. I think he was in like the bottom part of the Silver Dell recently. I mean, he'd probably be the closest one, I'd imagine.
I would say. If he's near the Silver Dell.
Yeah, I think he's like in like the tip of like of Bowcrest, beneath us.
Well, let's say we get some food in us and allow me to rest off my travels.
That's a good idea. I think we've got a spare. Hey, Mom, where's that spare cot we got? I knew we have one around here somewhere.
It's outside by the pine. You need me to grab it?
No, I'll get it. You keep working on dinner.
She goes back to
You need me to grab anything while I'm outside?
No, I'm good. It should be ready in about 15 minutes.
Okay.
So you set up a little cot for Anarian. As it's bleeding into the evening hours, you sit down for what is a pretty good meal. Anarian, you are kind of surprised by the general makeup of this meal. It's a little different. It's a little earthy. It's not really exactly anything you've tried before, but it's sustenance and it's not disgusting. So you're easily able
definitely
to
very filling.
Yeah, sure. But the night will press on, and with that, we will go to Carlisle.
As check my laundry real quick.
Yeah, as you sit within your home, doing whatever it is you might do on a regular, mid-afternoon kind of day, you hear a knock on your door.
Ooh. I go to the door, of course.
Going to the
Open
door.
it as normal. Yeah.
Not expecting any guests. Sylvia stands within the doorway. Sylvia, much like the inquiry that Anarian has, your journey here has been filled with various scrying moments to various people within the party. Your questions align much like with Anarian's. Is this only affecting you? And if so, why? And even more so, is this affecting everybody else in the party? But Carlisle opens the door, and you see. Does any of you look different than when you guys last saw each other, or?
Other than more facial hair, I'd probably say not much different.
Okay.
Letting it grow out.
Sylvia's probably cut her hair shorter. It's goes to about her shoulders probably. Nothing else of note really.
Okay. But yeah, so Carlisle opens the door, and Sylvia, you stand before him in the doorway with many questions.
Carlisle, I came up to ask you about a few things. So, I have been having vision of the rest of the group that we were taking care of the amulet with, and I also have this mark, and she lifts her shirt up to show the mark on her abdomen.
All right. A soft raindrop hits you in your left shoulder as it begins to very slightly rain.
Please, come in.
All right. Thank you.
I close the door, and Carlisle kind of just wipes his eyes, like he was waiting for this kind of to happen. Yes, I believe I know what you're talking about. I've had quite a few experiences with said mark myself, as I show Sylvia mine.
And your both markings appear to be the same sort of size and structure. There doesn't appear to be much difference in the makeup of it. It might be slightly turned one way, but for the most part, they're pretty identical.
To admit it to you, I already knew you were kind of on your way. And I also know that Iljor and Anarion are also together and looking for the rest of the group. You see, as I've been curious about the mark myself, I've been using it more and more, and I think it's growing stronger, if that makes sense. The only thing is, I don't know if that's good or bad. The more I've used it, the more time I can peer through others' eyes.
Do you think it has something to do with the amulet?
Either that, or I think it has something to do with that creature we saw in the Diaker Mountains. And that are the only two possibilities that have come to mind. We have to meet with the others again.
Very well.
Do you have anything left in Kolobos or your city down under?
Down under.
Down under. I forgot the name of that one. There's two different cities down there. I always mix them up. Yeah.
Under the
Breel,
sea.
yeah.
It's on the map now.
Under the sea, yeah.
Also, sorry, but this is like very applicable, Ryan. When one of us happens to scry Carlisle, does it last?
It doesn't. It lasts. Any particular instance of anybody scrying on one another usually typically lasts about 3 to 4 seconds.
Okay. Okay.
Carlisle has manifested the ability to scry for a tad bit longer, but that's only him, and that's something that you wouldn't know, obviously.
I know. I was just thinking, like, is it making his connection to all of us stronger? So, like, specifically when we would be looking at him, it would be more powerful. That's why.
Like more vivid?
Oh. Thank you. Here.
It's like a one-way tunnel.
Yeah, that's why I was curious.
And none of you know when you're scryed on, by the way. There's no sort of presence that you feel. You don't feel it. You're being scryed on. So for the most part, everybody just kind of, I guess, besides Anarian and Ildror right now, everybody's blissfully unaware of they are actually being scryed on. For 100% certainty, at least.
Yeah.
Well, Carlisle, I've actually gathered all my things before coming up here, and I'm ready whenever you are to meet up with everyone else. That's the best course of action.
Yes, I've actually already said my goodbyes, and I've already packed my things. Again, I apologize. I scryed on you on your way up. I kind of ruined the surprise for myself. But yeah, let's get going.
Okay. Gathering your things, beginning the journey westward towards Ildror and Anarian. Ildror and Anarian, when you guys wake up the next morning, is there any particular thing you would like to do before venturing out eastward?
Us?
I don't have anything.
Oh.
I mean, I'll let Ildror kind of say his goodbyes that he needs to, but Anarion's more or less ready to go.
Hey, Mom, is there anything you need me to take care of? I might be leaving home for a while again. Seems like some things have come up with the guys. Uh, is there anything important you need me to take care of before I have to go?
Oh, hun. I've known this day was going to be coming for quite some time. I see it. I see the look in your eyes. You want to get back out there. And while it pains me to think that you might be out there alone, I know that you won't be. She kind of looks over at you and Arian. Please keep him safe.
Keep him alive.
Little Jorah, the way you've been talking about these stories, and there's this look of joy in your eyes that I don't think you get anywhere else. And if
It was a very fun time. Well, besides the part where we had really not fun times, but you know what? That's just how things are.
I understand.
Kind of a bomb.
And with the wood elves living so close, I don't quite feel like I'm alone either.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, if you ever do come about any troubles, the wood elves are nice and close.
Just please, write to me. Let me know that you're okay.
Yeah, I'll do better about that this time. I'm sorry.
All right, hon. And she goes in to give you a hug.
Huge fear bulg hug.
Yeah, these giant kids fucking... You two share a hug.
I kinda... After they finish that, I kinda slap Iljor kinda on the back as high as I can get without, jumping. I say, don't worry, I don't mean to take your son away from you, but I'll make sure he stays safe. As best I can.
It's been a pleasure meeting you, Anarian.
You as well.
And, yeah, you bid farewell to your mother, no matter how hard it may be. And your first steps out of the thatch hut is you get this jolt of adrenaline kind of within you. Is like it's almost like an itch has been scratched for the first time in a long time. This sense of adventure, something that you haven't felt in a while, something that deep within you has driven you out of the Silverdale, and you knew for quite some time that it's been inevitable, and so is Figwin. But journeying eastward, the trek through the Silverdale is great. Trekking with a Furbolg, Anarian, the journey is more quick, and
I'm not a nature man, I'm a city boy.
Yeah, you've been able to avoid a lot more obstructions and encounters this time around than when you initially were coming here. So that's good. As you have journeyed now for approximately a few hours, Iljor, you spot off in the distance movement. Peering more closely, you notice two giant trunks of a tree moving from left to right, approximately about 100 to 120 feet away, so pretty far. Anarian, completely unaware of what's happening, you notice Iljor's keen gaze has stopped from moving about to one particular area. Did
you spot something?
Oh yeah, for sure. Oh hey, how you doing?
Anarion kind of crouches down a little bit as if he's prepared for something to go wrong.
Okay. Iljor, as you project your voice a lot louder than what you just did, a lot further than, where something of a treant might hear you. The treant proceeds to stop. And for a moment, the scene in front of you becomes just forest, as it takes your eyes a second to adjust to where the treant is.
Trunk's landed.
Yeah, once the treant stops, it's like he's, camouflaged. As you keenly eye in, the treant stops, looks at you, waves, and an area. Now that you see this obscure movement, this branch on a tree is moving from left to right, not with any of the other branches. You just see it sway in the wind as the branch slowly drops down, and the treant proceeds forward, deep within the Silverdale. Probably.
Now, was I familiar with that treant at all?
At this distance, you couldn't really tell.
Hard to say. Okay.
The race of treants are small, and few and far in between, but maybe, probably.
It's obviously Trent, DM.
Yeah, Trent. Fuck, man. You're right. I'm dumb. I'm literally stupid.
Yeah, dude.
But there ain't too many treants around here. I probably either know him, his dad, uncle, cousin, brother.
Dad, uncle, cousin.
Does it work that way with the treants?
I think so. I don't know. They make kids.
This is probably only your second vision of a treant in area, as you haven't seen any sort of mystical creatures moving through the forest. And that is probably because you can presume that you just don't have the keen eye for it.
They don't want me to see it.
Traveling more eastward, though, it takes...
The only other treant that he's seen was that dead one that we found, right?
No, we passed one that was alive at one point.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think it was when it was just you two, maybe.
Yeah, it was definitely just us.
At the beginning, again.
Yeah. Where are you guys headed? Is there any particular city you guys are headed to, or...?
Since I know that he's probably somewhere in like either this region or down here. My guess is that we'll probably cross somewhere in this region, heading this way.
I was going to recommend that we just head to Anchorage, since that's the next, city. Like the closest city. It'd give him a good point to kind of come to us. Because we don't know exactly where he is. We figure that, at least I figure that they have to have some kind of idea that something weird's going on between all of us.
I suppose that's true. It'll just take us a little. It won't take too long.
No, I mean about a day.
Yeah, you guys would reach Anchorage on foot now. Let's say you guys would probably rest a little bit the next day. You probably get there mid-afternoon, the day after you guys trek out. As you arrive in Anchorage, so this is, you guys set out the 7th. Let me make note of this. You arrive in Anchorage mid-afternoon, the 8th of November. And keep in mind, with the way seasons work, the Silverdale has grown much colder. Though no snow has fell yet in the upper regions of Buda Crest and eastern parts of Falkirk, at least in this area, the weather is on a downward trend, at least temperature-wise. So I will try to keep that in mind.
Got my winter clothes in the bag of holding just in case.
Arriving in Anchorage mid-afternoon, the 8th. What's the first thing you guys do? I'm curious. Because at this point, a scry vision has hit one of you before reaching Anchorage. Iljor, you are met with the vision of Sylvia and Carlisle together, also traveling, though you were unaware of where they're traveling to. You know that they are together, and unfortunately, due to the limitations of the scry itself, you are unable to tell exactly where they are.
Just because it's so short.
Yes, because it's so short. If you had like a longer vision, you may be able to tell with by the vegetation in the surrounding area, but just due to who you scryed on, which we'll say in this case is Sylvia, there were no clues within the vision that led you to believe where they would be.
Ooh. An area.
Yes.
Well, it seems like we had the right idea here by sticking together.
It seems like Sylvia and Carlisle are together too, and they're heading somewhere. I don't know where, but
Well, let's hope it relates to us because I know that they were close beforehand.
yeah, hopefully.
Well, we know Rosie's somewhat in the area, so maybe Did we meet Rosie in Anchorage, or was that
Yes,
in
you did.
Duluth?
You met him at the Thieves Guild in Anchorage.
Well, we still know how to get to. What they didn't call it the Thieves Guild though. It was something else, wasn't it?
We would have no clue how to get down there because it's through like a bunch of fucked up tunnels and stuff.
I
Right?
knew specifically how to get down there.
Yeah,
That's
you guys
how,
had gotten there before when it was just you two.
That's how we met him in the Thieves Guild. I know. I thought I wrote it down. Shadowkeep. That's what they called it.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that was a
remember.
Adagio campaign with Shadowkeep, so I guess I just ported that over.
Yeah. So yeah, we met him there. I'm sure we got there once before. We could get there again. Maybe he'll think the same thing and come to meet us where we met before.
Well, my only concern there is does Carlisle and Sylvie know how to get down there?
Well, we don't know how far they're traveling from or where they're traveling from, do we?
Oh, that's true. We don't even know if they're traveling here, to be honest.
Maybe we focus on Erosi first, and then if
Fair
they find
enough.
us, they find
Fair
us.
enough.
If not, we'll meet them in Duluth, just like we met them the first time.
Well, and if all else fails, even if we don't find him here, maybe they could like contact him somehow.
Carlisle.
Mm-hmm.
As you have trekked with Sylvia for a little while, you attempt to focus on scrying on Anarian and Iljor. Doesn't matter, one of the two. You've seen them previously together, so within your scry, you have recognized the outskirts of the city of Anchorage, somewhere you have been before.
As like I'm kind of like seeing this in the vision type thing, like I imagine like something's going on where like you're kind of like looking straight or something. Like me and Sylvia are in the same like wherever we're in, if we're walking or like in a carriage or whatever.
Yeah, this is
maybe.
this is something that you can concentrate on. It takes about a minute to fully concentrate to scry. But you can look forward. You just can't be doing anything really. You have to just be focusing on the person. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Is focusing on the person.
Can you talk while scrying?
Upstairs?
No.
Oh, okay. All right. Well then, after like I'm done scrying, I just kind of look over to Sylvia. They're in Anchorage.
Oh.
Not far.
Good.
Luckily. Do you know where Anchorage is?
I've never been over there, but I've seen it on the map.
Slightly southwest of Duluth. It's I know you prefer the sea and the down below, but they're in a forest. Yeah, down under. They're in a forest, so it's gonna be a little
Sylvia's
bit of
from
different terrain.
Australia.
Yeah.
I mean, from my time previously, living on land for a while, I got by.
So,
Should be good then.
Anarian and Iljor. Getting into the city around mid-afternoon, refamiliarizing yourself with the surroundings. This city has changed somewhat over the last year or so. If I go back and consult my notes,
Yeah, you guys started like one town over, didn't you?
this is like the first place they went to.
Major city.
Yeah, major city
Yeah.
at least. And just to give a brief background again, consulting my notes, Anchorage is the capital city of Falkirk, population of approximately 700,000, mostly human and dwarvish, and under the rule of the Council of Falkirk and King Herod III. The city houses many different shops and services. The dwarvish wizard, Gurnus Ardwin, holds that shop, that sort of hole-in-the-wall shop that's sandwiched between those two other ones. The Quiet Hydra was the name of it, on Great Street. About a 20-minute walk into the downtown area. That was where you two had initially met, and where Iljor was inquiring about Waysfur's amulet.
What was that dwarf's name again? What did you say it was?
Gurnus Ardwin.
Gurnus, that's what it was.
It's like Ernest, but with a G.
Gurnus.
Gernis. Yeah, Gurnus.
Gurney. Oh, Gurney.
Gurnus. Gurnus Ardwin.
Free
Yes.
college. Free college for everyone.
Oh my god. Anyways,
Gurney Sanders.
Gurnus Sanders. Yeah, so just to provide a little bit of context on, like, that's where you guys were the first time, way back in Anchorage. But going back, the kind of walking around, some shops have been replaced by others, and for the most part, the city looks damn near the same. Kind of thinking back to where the Shadow Keep entrance was, which was in the sewers in which they kind of dyed lime green. I remember if that like encounters to kind of differentiate the waters from, different piping systems throughout the city. Making your way, stumbling a little bit, kind of losing your place, but eventually, within about an hour or so, you come upon the entrance of where the Shadow Keep is. Standing before you, the entrance, looking down to the dark sewers, it's pitch black. You two look at each other, and Anarian, you take one step, and as you take that one step, a familiar dragonborn comes out of the darkness. Dragonborn, being a Rosi Rogar. Well, hello.
I thought we might meet
shit.
you here.
Well, yeah, of course. I was coming to you.
Well, I'm glad we both had the same notions. Now
Yeah.
I'll go for a good firm shake with him real quick.
Oh, man. You can't just jump out of the shadows at somebody like that, man.
Oh, I'm sorry. I
Ugh.
saw you guys from way down there. I mean, you guys are outside. But...
We can't. Well, he can see in the dark. I
You
can't
didn't see
see in the dark.
So,
Oh yeah,
Obviously,
I'll clasp his hand and to reacquaint ourselves.
shakes your hand.
Obviously, you got to do your best basic impression.
Yeah.
Yeah, the well hello was perfect.
Yeah, that was funny as fuck.
So I can assume that.
All right, come here.
Okay. All right. Okay.
I wasn't
Nice-
gonna force you
Nice
into
to
it.
see you too, Iljor. Anyways, I mean, we're all here for the same reason, right? I mean, I'm assuming you all have this too.
I at the moment he goes to lift it, I'll do the same thing. I'll
We all
match him.
do.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I saw you guys coming here.
Oh my god, we're like triplets.
So I mean, have you met the others yet, or?
Yeah,
No, but I think they're on their way.
Oh,
I figured
Follow
you'd be
me.
the closest.
as Arosi
All right.
starts to walk away.
My main concern though was like I don't know if they know how to get down into the Shadow Keep.
Don't worry, they're at the Hallowed Inn. They're like probably a 5-minute walk away. I'm surprised you guys haven't. You guys can see where they're at, right? And you guys like know the location when.
It doesn't happen that often, for me at least.
Oh, I know their location when I scry them.
How?
What?
Do you know this?
We can figure this out later. I still have a lot of questions
let's
too.
go find the others.
As and he proceeds to turn around and walk. He leads you to a place called the Hallowed Inn, approximately 15 minutes away. Going in
the sewer.
No, into the city. Carlisle, Sylvia, your journey has led you to a small inn in Anchorage. This has all not been happening at the same time, but rather within the last week or two. Until now, we are on the same time schedule as Carlisle. You hear a knock on your door in the inn.
I open it again.
And before you stands Arosi Rogar, the Furbolg, Iljor, and the Drow, Narian. Hello, friend.
Like,
well,
I'm,
look,
like,
they ended up coming to us in the inn.
Yeah,
like waving over the back.
Look, it's Sylvia's here somewhere, right? I think. Last I saw, she was with you.
I kind of just turned my shoulder. I'm picturing she's like further back in the room or something.
We're sharing a room.
I don't know.
Sure, yeah.
It's cheaper, I guess.
Sylvia waves.
Yeah, I'll go to do another like embrace with the two of them.
Yeah, everybody kind of
good to see the two of you.
Exchanges their greetings. Orosi kind of speaks up.
Carlisle.
That sounded like a cry for help, dude.
Bro, I got COVID. Okay, my voice is a little bit fucked up.
I just picture that's how he said it, dude.
Yeah.
Need him cries for help.
Save
me,
Sylvia.
So, yeah, I think it seems like maybe I'm misunderstanding here. When I have visions, and everybody has been having these, right? Not just myself.
That's
Oh,
right.
I know you have.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I know, or I can tell where somebody is just by scrying on them. Is that not the same with everybody else?
No, not at all.
No.
All I can see is through their eyes. I have no clue in the world where they are. Well, I mean, besides you, I mean, I knew where you were, but that's just because of, like, the plants that you were near.
The only thing I know is that the more that I do it, the longer it becomes.
So you're learning to kind of manipulate it, kind of get more comfortable with it, or,
As of now,
learning to utilize it?
Don't know if I should be, but that is the current case.
Even with my attunement to magic, I have not been able to gain any more control over it.
Yeah, it's way too tricky for me, man. I'm a nature magic guy. I don't deal with fiddly shit like this.
The first thing I thought of when I received this mark, I thought of that goddamn amulet. And I knew something was amiss with that. Something tells me we should have casted that into the sphere.
I as well.
Yeah, it's kind of a similar design thing. It has the star thing on it.
Carlisle's just like looking away, knowing that he's the one that called it a bomb. Now we're marked and cursed or some shit.
Like,
Like,
when Carlisle's looking away, I like lock eyes with him a little bit, and I like nod.
it's like, hey, no, you can't do that. Out of anyone, you're fucking.
Yeah, I'm not gonna place any fault, Iljor or Carlisle.
No, but I'm just like I'm like just locking eyes with Carlisle because I'm like I know it's both of our faults.
Yeah, we're fucked. Yeah, we're fucking bad.
Well, I think, how's everybody been? I mean, this sort of interactions feels somewhat normal, maybe because we have been seeing each other through our eyes as of recent, but...
Well, I'll say seeing you all is the best I've had this last year.
Well,
Yeah, I would
guys-
say that I've been great. And I would have said long time no see, but I've seen you this whole year still, and everyone else. But
Yeah, it's nice to see you guys for longer
person
than
is
like
good.
I don't know, like 2 seconds or whatever at a time.
What's everybody been doing?
Eating moss.
Well, I mean, like,
Well-
when I left in Valdor, as you guys know, I was pursuing the cult that... Sorry, go on.
No, you're good.
I spent many nights in Thaldor, trying to figure out what my next move was going to be, and I've kind of been pursuing off jobs with the Thieves Guild, and I've had my experiences, but first noticed the marking approximately a month or two ago, and I just kind of left it. I mean, I thought it would go away. I got violently ill at first, and then I started seeing visions that were interesting, to say the least. I definitely saw you, Iljor, and I believe I saw some parts of Sylvia's home as well. But I am currently trying to track down cultists that had a hand in betraying my people. This newfound thing on us is sort of disrupting that, but I fear that this could be more important.
I too journeyed. Well, I kind of looked to Carlisle. Let's just say, just because he has the most insight, because I had a conversation with him about home and all that. He's the only one that knows where I'm from officially.
yeah,
Returning to a home that you're not welcome is never easy. And I left because I needed aid. But this mark, well, it gave me another purpose to seek you all out.
I think I have a sort of similar story, and I came right down with a sickness as well. I spent quite a bit of time taking care of my mother because she had been sick, and I've been helping take care of things in the Great Expanse. There was a kraken, and it's been a big threat and a weight on my mind. And really just recently I've found hope, and my people have found a way where we can defeat this thing. So right now I'm feeling pretty good.
Also, you know, Sylvie, I was just thinking about it. You know, is it really cold where you guys live underwater?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. I'm surprised you guys don't wear more comfortable clothes.
We've evolved with resilience, and our people came from the plane of water, which is a generally cold place. The deeper you go.
Well, I guess that makes sense. I just never really thought about it.
You never really thought it was cold at the bottom of the sea, Eljor?
Well, no, I never really thought about the fact that Sylvie lives at the bottom of the sea and has to deal with it all the time.
Oh, were her gills not a dead giveaway, Iljor?
Okay,
Were her fins
purely
not a dead
because
giveaway,
they live
Iljor?
underwater does not mean that they live at the bottom of the ocean.
Well, where would they put the structures?
They're magic fish people, man. They could probably build things that float.
Damn, I wish I had Vasic's fucking fire background, dude. I would fucking. Damn it! I'll have to get that and just put it on whenever I'm RPing.
But it's like, you know what I mean? It's like you can build naturally buoyant structures.
Some meta RP.
Yeah. Yeah.
It could be like floating islands inside the ocean that are like naturally buoyant that you guys don't have. Doesn't have to be at the bottom of the ocean, okay? I just didn't think about it.
Carlisle.
Well, I have slowly been building up a business. I took out a small loan of about 20,000 gold pieces, and it's been going okay, but there's a few things I need to address with that. If we are going to be looking further into these markings. But that's a side thing. Along with that, I've gotten some answers to a few things. Some relating to the visions that I saw in the Diacre Mountain with all of you. Albeit our experiences being different. And I'm looking for a certain artifact that was explained to me. I don't know, honestly. I'm going to tell you all, truthfully. I don't know if I'm more comfortable speaking about said artifact. Yet or not.
Well, it appears the name we gave ourselves to the Adventurers Guild wasn't too far off. We seem to have intertwined fates.
Absolutely.
So I have a feeling one way or another we'll find out.
Yeah.
I know my
I
journey and
hope you
my
don't.
goals. My goals can't be accomplished on my own.
I agree. Mine as well.
Well, let's grab a drink. Let's catch up a little bit more and let's figure out what our next steps are.
Absolutely. I look
Sounds
forward to
good.
not drinking alone.
It sounds like a great idea.
All right, and with that, I'll end the session there, and we'll kind of like speak on where you guys want to go from here. Kind of looking at the quests. I don't want to put too much emphasis on the markings on your body because it hasn't created such a substantial problem as of yet. I want you guys to feel like you're free to embark on any sort of journey, quest, any particular ones that you find that are interesting, without solely focusing on the mark right now. But it's completely up to you guys, and we'll just say, for the sake of session, that this was all discussed over your drink and meal at the tavern within the town. And yeah, short session just to kind of bring everybody back together because I wasn't sure exactly where you wanted to take it from here. So, anybody? Sorry, go ahead.
Are we now aware of these quests?
Yes.
Okay.
This is the information shared at the table, and discussed. Like, this is all kind of, this wraps everything up in a nice little, nice little box, nice little bow. So.
Oh, crest.
Your band.